Hey everybody, hi, hello my lovelies, welcome to my live. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend so far and I hope you have an amazing Sunday as well. If you are in the replay, don't forget to do the hashtag replay and tell me how you're doing and how your weekend was. And yeah. Let's see, Lee's taking out the trash and recycles, put out a variety of finger foods and snacks, places soft drinks and various waters on the table, put out some salted caramel M&Ms, Nutella with white dark and milk chocolate fountains, pretzels, marshmallows, and fruit out for everyone. Welcome to my live. Help yourself, come in, grab a snack, and hit the like button on the way to your seat. Thank you, Lee. Ooh, and look who's here. Tammy. Hi, girl. Hey, I made it. I don't know how long I can stay, but I'm here. Well, that's so cool, Tammy. I'm glad you're here. Lee, understand that one, Timothy. Oh, understand that one, Timothy. But while you're at it, here, enjoy it. Yay! You made it, Tammy. See? You don't have to feel guilty anymore. So how have your weekends been? I just watched your women chat, Lee. You know, better late than never, right? Yeah. I don't know. Been not busy, just been preoccupied. I don't know with what, but I have been. You know, that's the horrible memory pain brain. I have no idea what I've done, but I've done it. So yeah. I'm sorry, I still have the frog in my throat that never seems to go away. I'm full. We just ate, and I was basically done 5 minutes ago. uh, exactly. That is why it's recorded to watch whenever you can. That's truly. Oh God, I'm so full. We had something that's called um, a fast Buddha bowl, and it's delicious. It takes basically no time to make, but I'm full. It tastes good. Oh, tell me you had pain brain yesterday. I'm sorry. Have you seen any more bears? I was chit chatting with Tammy the other night, and all of a sudden she got a message that there was a bear out front. So she took me so that I could see the bear running in front of her house, swatting her bird feeder. That was so cool to see a bear like that. I mean, it's basically like being there, right? Almost. So I've seen a brown bear running around, twatting at the bird feeder. Didn't you say, Tammy, that it's ruined twice two of the bird feeder already? Bad, bad bear. It didn't look very big, but we were, a little bit away. I'm pretty sure it's big if you came up close to it. But yeah, that was kind of cool, seeing a bear. I've seen them in zoos when I was younger, but never one that's just roaming around. Well, again, on TV, but that's not the same, is it? So, how are you guys doing? Let me know. I want to know, except from the pain brain and the whatnot. I should have made dinner earlier. Oh, she told you about that, Lee? That was so cool. I just want to see the elks next time. That's kind of cool. David saw elks when he was driving in Norway. He had one, like he said, he was in his 18 wheeler, right? And he said that he could almost, look in the windows because one of them was running next to his truck. I was like, that's cool. Tammy, no, I haven't seen it again, but next time I see it, I'll try to get a video and send it to you. It wasn't very big, but I thought it was coming in my yard, right? It looked like it was going to climb your fence. I was like, yikes, please don't. It's kind of like we talked about. If it would ever come into your house, you just run to the bathroom and lock the door. I mean, drive as fast as you can. Lee is doing okay. Surprised myself by actually diamond painting yesterday for almost 3 hours. Are you okay, Lee? Did Lenore diamond paint as well? I finished my third row on a question of reality, and I finished my second square on the fourth row. So yeah, I'm getting there. I think I'm halfway on at least. She didn't, but she said she might do some today. Well, she should. There are a lot of lives to listen and watch today. I mean, there's mine. I'm going to try to keep it at a few hours because when I'm done, you can head over to Angel's channel and watch her very, very, very first live. So, yay, that is awesome. And then after Angel's been live, you can head over to Shay and watch her live. So, you have company all evening. Mm, Tammy, sometimes we have 20 elks in our yard. Next time I see them, I'll try to get a video of them too and send it to you as well. Thank you. Yay. Melanie, bonjour. I'm expecting my son to arrive, so if I disappear, that's why. Okay, Melanie. Welcome. How are you doing? Okay, Tammy. You're just right when you're back. Please try to do some diamond painting later if I get it in. You can just diamond paint while listening. That's what I do. I'm trying to be working and lurking, but then somebody says something and I have to butt in. I mean, I never say something, you know that. I never have anything to say. But when people say something and I have to butt in, it's very important. Maybe. I don't know. Eventually, now I just talk a lot. I have a lot to say. I can't help it. I can't help it. I was poked with speak talking as a child. Melanie is okay going with the flow of life. The fact the flow is raging tide is a different story, but I'm okay. I'm sorry. I read over at least the Whip chat that you've been sick. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you're doing better. But yeah, sometimes life is just up and down. Sometimes it sucks, and other times it's perfectly fine. At least that's my experience for the past almost 45 years. Oh dear. We're getting old, don't we? Yeah. And I know some of you might be older than me, but I'm getting there. I like, what was it? Who was it I saw yesterday? They were like, after 8 years, you know something. And I was like, oh, oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. You just wait till you hit 21. I'm like, 8 years, or was it 7 years, something like that. And I was like, oh, honey. Yeah, we've been at it 21 years this September. It's a long time. So that's why I realized, dang it, I'm getting old. Melanie, I'm 51, story of my life. I'm resilient. That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm resilient too. I have to be. Otherwise, I'd sit in a corner and feel sorry for myself, and I don't do that. Leo H. Never I might. Yeah, age is just a number. It's just some days I feel that number more than others. You've been married for 33 years, Lee. I know that. That is pretty good. I've been married, well, we've been married 17 years this September as well. So we're getting there. Again, where did these 17 years go? I mean, we just, no, we didn't. We have a picture frame um, by a TV room with pictures from our wedding. And then I look at it, I'm like, who are those kids? I'm like, who are those young people? Oh, it's us. Dang it, we look young. We look like kids. It's kind of funny. Like, I didn't change that much, did I? Well, you did. Oh, well, it's okay. Cat, hey honey, how are you doing? Yeah, you loved it. I'm so happy. Angel, sweetie, how are you doing? I look forward to your live, Angel, after this one. Melanie, we're entitled to our pity parties. It's valid and needed. Just can't stay there. Okay, I'm done and move on. Well, I try to keep away from pity parties. I usually keep them very private if it is. Tammy, I'm still on the phone, but I gotta ask Mel a question. Do you want to video chat sometime whenever you're free? Do you, Mel? Angel, I'll be at your live. We'll all be at Angel's live. Angel, will you have Adam there as well? Oh, I don't rush anything. Usually around 2 hours, we're like, are we done? And then I end up chit chatting some more. But today I'm gonna keep it. He's at home. Okay. Well, then he get to watch it like the rest of us. And Timothy Mel can't today. She's expecting her son. You had some great news, Angel? Ooh, what? Or do you save it for your live? Yes, sure you can, Angel. Please share. I'm curious. I hate secrets. I love. Angel, you have a grandson. Congratulations! Yay! A grandbaby. That is so cool. Ooh, now you have to send pictures. You know that, right? You can't just tell me you had a grandbaby and not show pictures. I mean, just send them to my Instagram. I promise I won't show if you don't want. Timothy, I know today is busy for me too. Just message me and we'll talk about it. Melanie, welcome to the Granny Club. Yay! Oh, God. Alana, hey! She poked out her face. Tammy wants pictures too, Angel. I want grandkids as well, but that's never going to happen. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? And how are you doing, Alana? I can be a grand auntie once one of my auntie kids is having kids. Angel, she sent me one so far, but they want no photos on socials, which I understand. Oh, absolutely. But I'm not socialist. No, I get it. A lot of parents today don't want their kids out and about. Um, I get that. Uh, my brother and his ex girlfriend never had that issue. I don't think my sister ever had that issue. So I get to share all the pictures, which I don't do that very much because people are stalking and they don't need more pictures. Angel, I'm only 39, so I'm a young nana in training. Yeah, you know what? I had one of my classmates was a grandma at, was it 37 or 38? Because she had her first child at barely 18. And her daughter that was born back then had her child at around 19, I think. So, Lee, have your snack table mostly said anything special item you want on it, Angel? Asks Lee. Melanie was 36 when she became a grandma. That's early. And Tammy, I'm getting so confused talking on the phone and to you guys and Les at the same time. Les or Lee? Alana, my first great granddaughter is coming September. Alana, yay! When in September? On my birthday? That'll be cool, right? Then you will always remember when my birthday is. Yeah, it's cool to be a young grandma, Melanie. I get it. Angel, just a cover and people be happy. Yes, just a cover. I hope I said it correctly. Makes me feel better. Yeah, being a young grandparent, you have all the energy and Lee, a cuppa is tea. It's tea. British tea. Make the British way, not the American way. In Britain, you drink tea. Uh, hang on, didn't you say September? Or is it? Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, Alana, mine's on the 14th. Okay, Tammy. Angel, I know where you live. That's it. Dawn, hey honey, how are you doing? Now we just need Leanne to show up. Yeah, September will be here in no time. I mean, Thursday we have August. Isn't that crazy? I think it's crazy. And on Thursday, it's going to be 1 year ago since we lost my mother-in-law. So that's a bummer day. David and I have been talking about going to the churchyard and say hello. Melanie, my mom teased me about being a young grandma, then said, that makes and then said, that makes you a great grandma. She said, shut up. Yeah, shut up, Lee. No, wait, that's not it. Oh dear. Yeah. That's the thing to never think about, right? If you're a grandma, they're a great grandma. That's kind of cool. Everybody saying hi and hello. Oh, thank you, Angel, for the hug. I love hugs. How many of you are a hugger? I want to know because people are so different, right? Either you love hugs or you hate hugs. And I'm one of those people. I have to know if people don't like hugs because I love them. And if I've met you once and when I just meet you, I give you a handshake, but I expect to be hugged when they're leaving. I'm like, I know you now. Please give me a hug. Lee is a major hugger. Yay. And Don is see all the people I can hug one day. I love it. Yes, you're right, Angel. Do you know that a hug is supposed to last at least 30 seconds? And the more of them during the day you can get, the better because it's releasing stress and it makes your body less tense. Melanie, I'm French. I'm a hugger, part of my culture, and kisses too. Right, the cheek kisses. I love those. Yeah, we did that all the time when I lived in Berlin because with people from all over, and other cultures do the same. So there were hugs and kisses all over. Lee, you would rather hug than handshake? Yeah, me too. But some people don't do that. They don't just meet you the first time and say, "Oh, hi, let's hug." And I'm like, I would just say, "Yes, please." give me all the hugs in the world, but I have to respect that people don't do that the first time. I'm like, oh dang it. I love those huggies. You agree with Lee Cat? Yeah. I would much rather hug than give a handshake. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you have those, those people that basically give you a dead fish. And I'm like, how 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 am I supposed to shake your hand if you're basically just giving me a dead fish? Because, I would have to grab your hand and say hi. Melanie, working with individuals that have trauma, I ask if I can give a hug for everyone's safety. Oh, absolutely. I do too. Unless, I know people and I know I can hug them. But if I don't know people, it's the first time I meet them or something and we're saying goodbye. I'm like, can I give you a hug? Yeah, you don't have to invade other people's personal space. Not everybody is comfortable with a hug. I find that very hard to understand, but you have to understand their privacy, right? Like, respect it somehow. Even though everything in me is screaming to hug the person, but I'm like, no, I can't do that. They don't like it. I'm like, darn it. But yeah, that's just how it is. At least I have David to hug every day. Yeah, he was out biking today. They were, last week they were at that little cake bakery, and this week they were at a crepes house. So they had crepes before they drove home again. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you get to have cake and crepes and something all the weekends. How about me? What about me? Don't. Or you have the people that cripple your hand when they shake it. Yeah, yeah. Then I just pretend that my hand is a dead fish. No. Melanie, your cat is a horrible hugger. Oh, darn it. You should come here, Melanie. I have at least one cat that'll be in your face the entire time. And he headbunks you. Like, really, really headbunks you. If you get him up on your shoulder, he would basically just do bonk in your head. And I'm like, huh. I know he has a built-in um, bike helmet, but I don't. So one day he'll give me a concussion. So yeah, that is a lovable cat. Pele is mostly a mommy's cat, but he will talk to other people. And Pele is he'll talk to you and he'll lie next to you. But I haven't seen him on other people's laps other than David's and mine. It might happen. I mean, this whole being a lap cat is rather new to him. I mean, it only took him 7 years to decide to be a lap cat. But who knows? He might end up being the biggest cat hugger, and he's semi long haired, so he's just soft and cuddly, and yeah. Except these days, he is full of leaves and branches, these little branches and stuff from their catio. David trimmed, they have a bush out there that they used to climb on, and it was getting rather wild. So David trimmed it, and he didn't get all of the little leaves and branches out of the catio. So Max is climbing under the bush, and then he brings all the leaves and stuff into the house because it's stuck in his fur. So I'm running after him and trying to peel all of it from him. Otherwise, his fur will mat, and he hates that, especially when I come running with a scissor trying to remove all the mats. Oh dear, dear. And it looks kind of funny with him walking by, and you see green leaves and dry leaves and twigs, and yeah, and we have dried leaves all over the house. I mean, and I'm trying to remove them every day, but I'm like, you know what? There's just gonna be just as many later today when the door is open, But yeah, they love it outside. They have to wait in the morning to get out because of the grass is wet. So they have to wait until the sun's been by and dried a little. And Max is not a happy cat. Nope. He'll sit by the door meowing and complaining. He has this funny meow, kind of like meow. And he do it really, really loud. And I'm like, yeah, I heard you. I heard you. Please cut it out. But no. And he'll keep going until either they come out or I leave. You know, one of us is giving up. One of us is leaving. I don't know. It's funny. Having cats is never boring. Kind of like Floxy's. Hey, Karina. How are you doing? Hope you had a great week. Karina, I have to ask you, did you want the little trays as well? The Diamond Art Club trays? I haven't sent it out yet because I needed to ask you, but I just forgot. Yeah, that's the that's the pain brain for you again. I forgot. So yeah, yes, I got it. I just had to ask you before. I need to find a box. I think I might have a box somewhere. I need to figure out. But yeah, then I need to wrap them in bubble wrap so they won't break. I will send them with GLS, I think. I'm never using the Danish Postal Service if I can get around it because one, I don't trust them, and two, too many packages either is lost or broken. Yeah, I don't like them. The when I was a child, they were great, and we where I grew up, we had our mailman was basically the same from when I was 3 years old until he retired a few years before we moved. And I was like, so we had the same mailman for 13 years. And he might have been there even longer because we didn't move in until I was about three. Oh, dear Lord. Words, you guys, words. But yeah. But the very first mailman, um, the first place where I lived, um, when he heard that I've been born, he was knocking on my parents' doors, came in and looked at me and said, "No, that's not mine." You know the joke that it's the mailman's? Yeah. Apparently he found that funny. Oh Lord. So yeah. But I look like my dad, so I mean, and my mom. Can I just look like me? I mean, I prefer being me. And not having people say, "Oh, you look like your mom. Oh, you look like your dad," and I'm like, "No, I look like me." I mean, it's kind of like I said to Tammy, I can't be anybody else but me. Everybody else is taken. So who else am I supposed to be? Yeah, I can only be me. Karina, I remember when I expected my first people, my first people thought they were funny saying it's the postman. Yeah, well, I laughed and said, pretty impossible. It's a female. Just have to pop out and be back to like, okay, Angel. Yeah, who was it that told me that as well? People said it's the mailman's, and the person said, our mailman is female. Oh, like I love it. I love it. Out here we have both because we're on the countryside, so they come in a car. These few times a week that they're here, and it's both men and female that come out here. They have a what would you say country route. They take all the little villages in an area, and they just drive through and yeah, come with packages and letters at the same time. So, and I'm expecting a package Friday if everything goes well. So, so how many of you got anything yesterday or this week, diamond painting related? I got the wizard spell. It's back in stock, and I'm doing that one for my wizards event in January and February. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to get it and unbox it and look at all the colors. I mean, it's so bright. I love it. I mean, I did that one this year, and yeah, it has a lot of color, but it's also dark. You see all the browns and the dark blues, and yeah. The funny thing is though that wizard spell, it also has a telescope, so that's kind of funny. And the wizard has a pointed hat on as well. Karina has to wait until next week till buying anything. They're not running anywhere. But yeah, I am considering to making the my mind just went blank for a second. Hang on. Cat didn't buy anything. Happy to be working on my stash. Yeah. Um I'm doing the low buy, and I'm working on my stash. I just had to have that one. Um yeah, I'm doing this the question of reality, and I don't know if I'll finish before September or if I'm trying to do, either the mini dazzles or something in August as well. And then I'm going to do the All Clear Studio Virgo in September. Yes. And then I'm going to find something, either mini dazzles or the Jetsons. When I'm going to bring that one to the knitting retreat that I'm going on in September, at the end of September, the last weekend. What is that? The 27th to the 29th? Or is it the 25th to the 27th? I can't remember. But the last weekend in September, I'm going to bring it just for the heck of it. Maybe see how many other people know it, and yeah. So that's going to be interesting. So hopefully I'll have a few finishes. Karina, I've been frocking and embroidery. I'm not satisfied with. Oh, I hate frocking. Yeah. I had a friend over this Friday. No, Thursday. And she was knitting a sock, which she had to frock all the way because she had too many stitches on for um, the thickness of the yarn. So she had to frock that. And I had to knit backwards because when chit chatting and knitting in a pattern, well, not a hot pattern, I was just doing, um, God, my brain just died. I died. I can't, when you're just knitting, and I made a mistake, so I had to knit backwards. And David is teasing me, so did you do something wrong? I was like, oh yeah, you're doing purl and knit for one of the rows. And I'm like, okay, yeah, well. Like, okay, you do know that this Danish designer says if you don't knit backwards or frock at least once a day, you're not a real knitter. I'm like, so I just did that. But yeah, um, I like that. So this coming week, I have Rosa tomorrow, and Wednesday I'm going to see my friend, my one of my very best friends. I'm going to see her. And then Friday, I'm being abducted by my chosen sister that was here Thursday. She's coming by and abducting me, and she won't tell me where we're going, which I hate. So yeah, Karina, I used to say nothing wrong. I just enjoy the yarn longer. Yeah, I mean it just lasts longer, and it's expensive enough. That's what they did in the good old days. People had several knitting. They had the socks that they were knitting, or a sweater that was needed. And then they had the knitting they brought, for fine dinners or, knitting club and whatever, where you had to show off your knitting. And then when they came home, they frocked it. Not all the way, but they frocked what you did that evening for, to have the yarn last longer because it was so expensive, that nice looking yarn. I was like, yeah, yarn was expensive back then. It still is, though. Especially some brands are very expensive. I mean, and they're supposed to be cheap even. Um, the Danish yarn store called Hobby. I know they sell in other countries. I don't know, Lee. Do you have issues with the stream? I hope not. What's the issue, Lee? Yeah, me too, Karina. I buy everything at Ganusel. It's the cheapest. Well, I do mostly just buy cotton wool. What is the issue with my live? Oh no. Yeah, maybe try to go out and then in again. I'm sorry, Lee. Yeah, no, that one's too easy. Okay, Lee. That one was way too easy, Lee. It's just you laid it right there for me to kick it. So I'm not gonna do it. Nope. Yeah, but that's weird. But sometimes that's just YouTube for you. You never know what it's gonna do. It's weird. You have it too, Don? Oh, dang. Does it help if you go out and then back in? That's weird. How about the rest of you? Do you have an issue, Melanie? How about you, Kat? An angel if you're back? Yeah, you can use F5, sure. Sometimes it's just going out and then back in. Doggos outside. You tried that? I'm sorry. YouTube is a bitch today. I'm sorry. Oops, sorry. Refreshed and waiting to see. Okay, Lee. Let me know. All the doggos. That's a pretty one. A special one. It has a long fur, but it's brown and white. Kind of like a Australian Shepherd, but with different colors. That's pretty, pretty. A pretty doggo. Still doing it. Hmm. What am I supposed to do? Sometimes it's the video or the stream, and other times it's the sound. I don't know what to do. Can we complain? Maybe next time I'll try using StreamYard. See if that makes any difference. I don't get it. You're gonna try to restart. Okay, see you in a second. That is weird. I wonder where Leanne is. She said she'd be here, but they might just be late. She's probably out getting lunch with Max, her very best friend. They're sometimes a little late. Okay. Karina, when I stream from the computer, I use OBS. Yeah, I have that one, but I haven't figured out how to do it. I don't know. It's like, I don't get it. Maybe it's just me being. I'm not very tech savvy. I have David for that. Whenever something doesn't work, I tell him, and I mean, I know how to kick a computer. I'm very good at that, but I'm forbidden to do that. I can't kick it. I can threaten it though, but I don't know if that helps. Yeah, I know, Karina. There's those tutorials. I just don't have the patience for. I just need to go in there and it has to work. I don't. I don't need to look everything up, and it's the same with my editing program. It doesn't. It shouldn't be hard. I know, Karina, kicking it can crash your hard drives. I know that. But the threat sometimes helps. I know it's possibly just placebo, but I've, threatened my computer before by throwing it out the window or kicking it or whatever, and then all of a sudden it works. So apparently, a good threat is all a computer needs. Sometimes, not every time. Sometimes. Nah, you don't have to kick it. You could just give it a good slap. Hey, Caden, welcome. So good to see you. How's your weekend doing? Yeah, a good slap can do it sometimes. But it's been a while since I had any computer issues. It's been updated every now and then. Whenever David's getting something new, I'm getting it new. And now well, I won't get that since that's not very good. He's talking about his soundboard is messing up something. And I'm like, sure, anything you say, I'm pretty sure it's right. I'm glad to hear that, Caden. Oh, it's okay, Caden, but I will miss you in here. But I'm assuming people are joining me whenever they can and have the possibility to do it. Oh dear Lord, words today. Karina, you started save for a new motherboard and processor. They're expensive, these motherboards. Oh, I'm sorry. David was looking something that if he needs a new one, he needs to change out most things, I think. Can't remember. It's something that if you want to upgrade the one he has, it has to be everything, I think, maybe. I'm not very, I don't always understand it. So, your graphic card was almost 5K. That's cool. I have no idea what mine is. It works for what I needed to. I mean, I needed to do Facebook, I need to watch streaming services, and it has to be able to do the YouTube stuff. Caden, what painting am I working on? I am working on a question of reality. This one. I love it. I love all the little details. I do it for an event that Anthony is going to have in September, where he will pick some of all the elements in this one and talk about them in videos. And I'm kind of looking forward to see what elements he's choosing. But where am I? I just finished the rabbit's ears and the top of his head. I mean, I'm just above the clock that he has. So yeah, and then I am hang on. I'm here right now, and then I still have this to do on my fourth row. But look at that universe up here. Isn't it cool? With that nebulae and whatnot and the planets, and then you have the fire over here, the forest fire. What are you working on, Caden? 5,000 kroners. I don't even think that's expensive, Karina. I mean, computer stuff is expensive, and it's scary. One would think it'll get cheaper and cheaper as people getting better. Ooh, the Dakota Dead Violet Cancer. That one's pretty. I was kind of sad that the only one they did in round from her Zodiac series was is Virgo, and I don't do rounds. So I'm kind of considering, every other one you did was a square. Do you maybe want to rechart this one into a square as well? Because I would love it. But I think it's kind of funny, right? Virgo is the only one they did with round drills. Every one of the other ones are square. Interesting. But I got the All Clear Studio Virgo. So I'm going to be working on her in September for my birthday. Yay! And that one is all the happy colors. It's the pinks and the blues and the purples and happy colors. Which, I mean, you do need happy colors for your birthday, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna see how far I can get on this one before September. I mean, I'm more than halfway when I'm done with this fourth row. Maybe I'm halfway now? I don't know. I don't know. Is Cancer your zodiac sign, Kagan? And what is the rest of you working on? Please let me know. I'm curious. Okay, where did all those people come from? I'm sorry. You know how you're sitting and that's right, you just turned 20, right? Yeah. Yeah, you turned 20 because I told you to come to Europe because you can drink all you want. I know you still have a year to go in the US. Over here, you're able to drink when you're 18. Karina is still working on a secret. I hate secrets. I hate them with a, I don't know what heart. I want to know. I really do hate secrets. I don't know. Especially when people go, I bought your birthday present or your Christmas present, months in advance. And I'm go, so what is it? You have to wait and see. Why? Why tell me if you, well, yeah. Alana is working on Sedona Majesty. That one is pretty too. Well, you know what? Every diamond painting is pretty and beautiful. It's just a question of if it's our taste or not. I mean, I can like most diamond paintings. It's just a matter of if I want to do them. I mean, I love unboxings. I love unboxings. And I can say that they look amazing, but I can also say, but it's not for me to do. Kind of like most of these Christopher Lavelle. I mean, this is an exception. This is a Christopher Lavelle, but most of his, I love the artwork, but they're too dark. I would never finish them. Caden, no, I did get some of the Dazzles, and then I got the Wizard Spell that was restocked because I'm doing that for my event in January and February. So if you have a wizard from Diamond Art Club, you can join in on my event next year. Gonna do wizards. We did that this year as well, but this year we just did that one. Everybody did the same diamond painting. But this year I'm gonna make it broader and people can work on whatever they want. But that is gonna be fun. Yeah. That is an amazingly beautiful diamond painting. It took forever. This one took me 2.5 months. Well, yeah, 2.5 months because it's almost pure confetti. And the few places that I had some color blocking was scattered. They had scattered in some specialty drills from DP with sparklers. Did you get any of them, Caden? But yeah. Oh, Tima wrote me, I don't know, maybe a month ago by now, asking, if I'd finished the astronomy. I was like, yeah, sure, that's a long time ago. She was like, yeah, because they were wondering if they needed to add in more bags of the specialty drills. It's like, no, I had enough. I mean, I didn't run out of any of the colors, any of the specialty dwells. I mean, I didn't. I had a few where I was running low because back then that was when they had issue with some of the crystals that they were too large. I don't know if you remember that. Caden, no, but I did order the Fountain of Life. I think that's the name. It has 93 colors. Wow. That's going to be so much fun to work on that. 93 colors. I haven't had one with that many. I have had 82. Which one was that? Which one was it that I had 82 colors in? I mean, this one has 76. It wasn't Zodiac. And it wasn't this one, was it? No, that one has 66. Was it maybe? No, it couldn't have been 82. I can't remember. But I do have some of those with a lot of colors in it. It's gotta be fun. I mean, the only downside by having so many colors is that you can't just have one tray with all the colors. I mean, for this one, I had to have two Elizabeth Ward containers out with the trays. And it makes it a little hard, but it's okay. It's okay. So I can't even imagine people using all the sizes. I mean, both the large and the mediums. You would end up having, I don't know, 3 trays or something. I just live with having to refill them. But the Fountain of Life is beautiful. Well, again, all of the diamond paintings are beautiful. I love them. But I figured out I'd need to start using my second box for the spare dwells. Just had to go find some of my spare dwells because um I have, oh god, hang on. I have white ABs in this kit, and I have a bag of AB dwells, the white AB. But I'm like, could I maybe not, open and then just use some of my spare dwells? So I found my spares and just put them in here, and then we'll see if it's enough. I think it is. I think it is. Just for the heck of it. I mean, it would be fun to have an entire extra bag. I'm sorry. But yeah. I can. I want the. Oh God, what's the name of it? Barton something. It has. Is it 98 colors? It's one of those that they released for Valentine's Day. That one is pink with pink with pink. Caden, I miss working on the Wednesday one you finished. Have you shown pictures of that somewhere? I mean, Wednesday is cool. I've seen. Was it G8? Yeah. Was it Gate that showed the link where you could pick up the embroidery, the cross stitch pattern? Then you could use it for a cross stitch conversion. So I think I have because the pattern was free. So I have it somewhere. I just, I just, well, at least this is my opinion. But I am not very good with all the darker colors, which is why I love when you have a diamond painting with oh god, with happy colors in it. Kind of like wizard spell that is almost all happy colors. I mean, yeah. Oh, you did meet me on the dance floor from Jaded Gem Shop. I love her diamond paintings. I need a Muka from her for the Muka Mania. That one is going to be so much fun with everybody working on an Alphonse Muka and listening to all the information that Anthony is going to tell us. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I don't know which one. And I am planning on having at least a few more diamond paintings done by then. I mean, this one will be finished, and I will have the Virgo finished, and I will have Jetsons finished. That will hopefully be by the end of September or the beginning of October. And then I need a small one for the rest of October. And then we have Muka Mania in this November and December. And then we have the Wizards um, event in January and February. And then I think I need a break from, from events and just work on whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. I have a plan that I want to work on one of my. Gosh, the yawning is bad today. I want to work on one of my mysteries next year, just because I have a bunch of them and I haven't worked on one. I'm just gonna hope that I actually like them because otherwise we'll have an issue. But I'm pretty sure I'll like them. But yeah, so I think that'll be in spring that I'm gonna pick one of my mysteries and work on that one. Just need to figure out which one. Maybe maybe I should pick the one that I got from Berta, the one from Ann Stokes, number is it number 20? I think I did an unboxing of that one on my channel last year, I think. But yeah. And I will do an unboxing of the pink treehouse this week because I want to see all the pinks and whatnot because I love it. Again, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm sorry. Um, I love the pinks and the purples and the blues. I mean, oh gosh, look at my bottle of water. It's pinkish, purple, and blue. Did you ever get one of these, Karina? Yeah. I need to see. I think I follow you on Instagram, don't I, Kaden? Maybe. Maybe. Caden. Which one of them are you using? I have several. I have to wait. Okay. Caden, you have 3 different Instas. Which one do you use? See, here you have the cancer one. It's very pretty. Look, isn't she pretty? I love her hair. Mhm. But did you have a picture of those? That, oh, there she is, Wednesday. They meet me on the dance floor. Isn't she pretty? I'm sorry, Kate, and I hope it's okay that I show off your diamond paintings. I just love showing people's. Oh, it got hacked? Oh no, I'm sorry, Caden. That's digger, Caden. I'm sorry. Anyway, anyway. So many people have their Instagram and Facebooks hacked, but it's kind of funny. Um, you know how people's Facebook channels are copied, and then they send out these fake friend requests, and people are like, "I've been hacked. Don't accept any friend requests." And I'm like, "No, you haven't been hacked. You've been copied, and that's not the same." I mean, somebody went to your Facebook account, copied your pictures, and looked at your friends, and then started sending out friend requests again, which is why it'll be a good idea to have your friends hidden so that people can only see your friends you have in common. Oh, yeah, Karina, so many fake accounts, and I try to report them in every time. But the thing is, if it's a celebrity and they don't have a social media account already, you can't report it as being claiming to be a celebrity. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, but yeah, I'm getting so many friendship requests, and then I'm getting a lot from men, you know, and funnily enough, they're all um, either divorced or widowed men from the army. And I'm like, yeah, sure. The funny thing is, both on my Instagram and on my Facebook, it says that I'm married. So why? I'm like, why? I mean, I and I don't accept people that I don't know on Facebook. I mean, I love having my YouTube people as my Facebook friends. I love that. I mean, if you follow me on YouTube and you want to be Facebook friends, please do so. But I'm not accepting strange men that is, writing on their socials. I'm a man of God looking for a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's not me. Bye. You know? Yeah, I think so, Caden. I think you are. Oh, Dawn, that's beautiful, your cat. No, we're not, Caden. But I'm gonna add you now so you can. There you are. I was wondering where you were, Leanne. I was like, have you come home late from your lunch or whatever? But you got wrapped up in getting your house cleaned. You made another offer on another house? Or the same house? Or let me know, let me know. Same house, so they didn't like the first offer? Or she didn't like it? Yeah, people, I don't know. We were lucky. Uh, oh, you took your youngest to see it? Did he like it? Or do he like it? You kind of lowballed it. Yeah, you did say there's a lot of stuff to be done. But I had a question and I forgot to ask it. Over here, when a house is priced for sale, they do take into consideration, if it needs a new roof or the kitchen needs updating and stuff like that. Don't they do that in the US? You think he knows who you want it? Yeah. So that's kind of, a part of it. If you can't just bid low because you think it needs this upgrade because it's been taken into consideration. We had a dude when we were selling our townhouse. We had this person trying to bid, what was it, $30,000 below the price, and we were like, yeah, no, not 30,000. I'm sorry, not no. I can't math right now. 15. I'm sorry, 15,000 under, and I'm like, and he didn't give a reason as to why he wanted, you know, that much money taken off the price. So it's like, no, I mean, no. And then he was kind of offended and being like, well, then you won't get your house sold then. I'm like, well, it will be sold when the time is right. I made a deal with the dude up there. That when we were ready and everything around us had fallen into place, the house would be sold. And it did happen. When we had moved out here and everything was cleaned and fixed and everything was removed from our attic, our townhouse was sold within 14 days. From the offer was made till she got the house, 14 days. So I'm like, see, I told you, when we are ready, the house will be sold. And it did. So our bank didn't had they didn't have anything to worry about because they were like, oh, you're gonna be sitting with two houses and it's expensive. And I'm sorry, we had two houses for 2.5 months. Yeah, 2.5 months. So I mean, that wasn't so bad, but that's fine. And she renovated that little townhouse. It's so crazy. If you see it today, it's kind of like nothing like what we had, which is cool because she made it hers. Kind of like we changed stuff up here. I mean, mostly what has been changed here is the yard, the garden. That is the biggest change. Yeah. But in time, and then we had all the bedrooms have colored walls now. Before everything was white. Leanne, I'll be busting my rump to get my house ready to put on the market. When will it be put on? So, do you have photographers coming out taking the pictures, or do you do that yourselves? It's an ordeal getting your house on the market over here. It's an ordeal. First, you need to call the real estate person. They come out, you talk to them. You usually have more than one out. Um, then you choose one, and then you start. Well, probably you started earlier, but the decluttering process, and you need to sign a bunch of papers. Then you need a company out that checks everything. The electricity, the if there is any building issues with your house. For instance, in our townhouse, because it was from the early 70s, um, they built houses differently back then. So there are um, safety measures that you use in today's building that they didn't back then. So we had stuff written because our house was old. And they checked, if how energy efficient your house is from a scale from A to, is it G? See, the townhouse was a C, which is pretty good, and this house was a C, which means I think that's some of the best you can get with an older house. And I know you'd say beginning of 70s isn't an old house, but it's still 50 years old by now, right? I mean, 55 years old almost. This house is from 71. Yeah, 71, I think. Or 72. One of those two. Um, so, yeah. And our old house was from 72. So, there will be some issues from back in the day because they did it differently. I mean, we changed the roof on our townhouse, and they had to put something extra on the skeleton of the roof to make it um, up to snuff, make it, so the rules of today were kept because you chose to put up a new roof. You have to abide by the rules. I'm like, okay, but we needed to change it because the tiles on it, there was an issue with the company they used back then, and basically the entire area had the same issues. But um, when the builders went up to the roof, they said, when they grabbed the tiles, they were almost crumbling beneath their fingers, which that shouldn't have happened because they were, oh god, that in the early tens, they were like maybe 30 years old, which sure it's old, but usually you wouldn't have tiles crumbling after 30 years. I mean, so we needed new ones. Leanne, my real estate agent, hires professional photographers. Um, And it's the buyer's responsibility to get inspections, and then the buyer can negotiate if there's major things like rooms or AC. This house was built in 95. The roof was replaced in 2012. Well, here is the homeowner's responsibility, and you can't sell your house if the inspections haven't happened. You can't. Um, So you have the general inspection, you have the electrical inspection, and you have the energy inspection. Those three has to happen. And the electrical one is also very important because they that person walk around the house, making sure that everything electric, like light switches and wiring and stuff like that, and you know, that they're legal. They will peel off some of the light switches just to make sure that everything behind it looks good. And they'll look, at where the lamps are, how do they look? Which, we didn't have any issues with ours, but it's kind of like, huh, they didn't have that the first time when we bought our townhouse. So they had made different, you know, the rules had been changed in the 12 when we put our house up for sale. We've had it for almost 12 and a half years. So yeah, we lived in a townhouse for 13 years precisely when we moved out here. Now we've been living here since March 2021, and the roof on this house was put up in 2020. So it's a very new roof, which is good. And they had to peel off the entire roof again because of the wooden beams and whatnot. They weren't made strong enough for tiles, so they had to take off the roof and have builders out do it right, and then they can put back the roof, which was great because we know that the roof is fine. Everything is okay, and it being just I don't know 4 years old, we can have that roof for many, many, many years to come, which is, yeah, that's cool. Iced coffee for the win. Yay. Oh, I'm still full. It's kind of interesting how you can be so full from a light meal, but it's a lot of veggies, and it's, what do you call it, bulgur, and then chickpeas, barbecue sauce. So you take the chickpeas. I use it from a can because I don't want to rinse them and put them in water overnight and then boil them. I'm too lazy for that. I'm sorry. If that bothers you, I'm sorry. Ooh, you're on your last section of Gaia? Yay, I just finished my second section of row 4. Um, so yeah, and then you take those chickpeas and put them in a bowl, drip in a little olive oil, and then you pour over some barbecue sauce, and then you shake and bake them until the barbecue sauce is on all the chickpeas. Put them out on a baking sheet and put some baking paper. What do you call that? Is it baking paper, baking sheet, whatever? and then you pour out the chickpeas and lay them out flat, and then you put on some salt and pepper on top of them in the oven at 200 Celsius for, I don't know, 12 minutes. And they're so good when they come out. Yeah. Then you make your own pickled onions, which is so easy. Um, and then you use mango and cucumber and bell pepper, which, I mean, it's all the cutting that takes the longest. The cooking itself, the making the dish, I mean, that takes no time at all. So if I was faster when I'm in the kitchen, I'd be able to finish this dish in I don't know, maybe half an hour. But I'm not fast. Oh God, I'm sorry. I need my breaks, and I'm slow, and it's kind of like when I'm diamond painting. I do something and then I take, a little break. Then I do something again and then I look out at the birds out in front of the kitchen. And yeah, I really should be faster. And then I, stand there chopping and then I get thinking on something and then I lose my track and then I'm like lost in my own mind and look, okay, I need to work on again. Yeah, no. But I love cooking. I need to bake again soon. I'm trying to figure out, what I should, because I would love to cook something with you guys, where I'm filming it. But I mean, I need to figure a way to do it because the when I'm using the stove, we have this contraption. What's it called in English? What is the name in English? Caden, did you see my Facebook request? Extractor hood. That's the name of it. So the extractor hood is pretty loud. So I need to figure out. And I also need to figure out what. If I should bake something or oh God, I'm so sorry. If I should bake or if I should cook. I do want to try that. Do you remember I talked about, the banana treat? Where you take bananas and cut them into slices, put them on a baking sheet, and then you pour over um, peanut butter, softened peanut butter, and let that dry. And then you pour over melted chocolate and then some salt on top of it. Put it in the freezer, and then you have that treat. I am so gonna have to try that one, and I am gonna make that with you guys. Yeah, and if you bake, you won't need the fan. No, not while I'm making the dough. But then we will have the noise from my well, it's not a KitchenAid, but like it. But then of course I could just remove the sound. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But I do want to do something. But if I make that banana um, snack, then I wouldn't need anything. We need to figure it out. Hey Leanne, is it a secret lab chair you have? And why don't you love it? I love my chair. It's simply the best chair that I have, especially because I have the lumbar pillow down here and the neck pillow. Well, I don't use this very much because I tend to lean just a little, um, both to the side, but when I'm diamond painting, I'm just leaning a little over, but I still have the back support from my lumbar pillow. It's too hard? Hmm. You should try the lumbar pillow. You could also just buy any other pillow, but my lumbar is this. I mean, it is a Harry Potter. Yeah, I can see because if I didn't have it, I would get even further in, and then it would be because my bag is weird. But with the lumbar, I mean, it's basically like tempo, it's memory foam. So it just follows your body. Oh, that's slow. There you go. Come on. Thank you. I have to readjust it when I remove it. But yeah, I love that lumbar pillow. I don't think David had it with his first one. I can't remember. But I got it with this. And I think I also had it with my when I first got a secret lab, they didn't have the Harry Potter one. So I took the one that looked the most like Harry Potter, which ended up being Game of Thrones. But I didn't know that until I didn't know it until it came here and it said Game of Thrones. How would I know? I was just looking at the bird. And I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've seen maybe 15 minutes of the very first episode. And I was so grossed out that I never returned. I was kind of like, um, that incestuous relationship with these two siblings, that was just yikes. And yeah, no. And there was something else. I mean, I watched maybe 15 minutes and that's it. So I've never finished an episode and I don't have to. So I'm like, I only had that chair because of it reminded me of Harry Potter, despite it not being. So when this one was released, yeah, me neither. Um, so when this one was released, we bought that, and David got the Witcher one because his old chair was done for. His was I don't know how many years old. Um, so he got the Witcher one. There is actually, if you want to, there is an unboxing of those chairs from back in 2022. God, I've had my channel for more than 2 years now. But yeah, there is that unboxing from back then where we are having fun unboxing them and building them, putting them together, which is kind of funny. Uh, so yeah, and I've been trying to sell that old chair for quite a while, but recently I did sell it, which was very cool. So now we have no extra chairs. My little brother got David's old chair um, because he's a big boy and he can't. He just kept buying, cheap gaming chairs. But when you're a big boy like he is, um, he needs to look at how much weight these gaming chairs can bear. And not all of those chairs can bear his weight. So they kind of broke down rather fast. So yeah, and David's old chair was it could bear well, it can bear his weight. So I mean, yeah, there is cat scratches on it, but it's very functional. So yeah, but they're out of the house, and I got my Harry Potter chair. The other night I was, oh God, do you know that when you just get lost on the internet and you just end up surfing and you see the commercials and whatnot? It's the same on YouTube. I mean, sometimes you just go from one video to another video and you end up deep in YouTube or stuff like that. And I was on Facebook that day and I was watching reels because that happens every now and then. You know, you just get caught up in all the reels. And there was a commercial dropping by, and I was like, ooh, a Star Trek luggage. I was like, ooh. So I went looking, and it was not the suitcase itself. No, no. It was kind of like a cover, a cloth cover that you could put on your suitcase. And I felt cheated. I really felt cheated because I thought it was a real suitcase. So I was very disappointed. I was like, oh man, I want a Star Trek suitcase, not just this stupid cover that I can't use on my suitcase because it's not a hard one. Well, it is, but you know, it's not plastic. So I just wanted one. But oh well. There's a lot of stuff that I want that I can't get. That's life, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's so funny. Since we started talking about doing the Route 66 in the US eventually, um, it's kind of like, okay, when we're in Chicago, this is what I want to, go see. And first, David sent me a link to an old police station, and I was like, yeah, it looks familiar, but refresh my memory here. And it was from Blue Hills. I'm like, oh right. So then next up, I'm like, so since it is Chicago, you wanna go see the firehouse that is Firehouse 5051 from Chicago Fire because he watches that a lot. I'm in there, I'm maybe watching every second or third episode because I mean, I end up being in here. Sometimes I'm out there with him and I'm watching 3 or 4 episodes and then, but yeah. So we went online looking and we found the firehouse that they use in the series and found out, that people have been stopping by and they've been getting tours and the firefighters in that house is extremely friendly and welcoming. So when fans of the series stop by, they're shown around and talk, the firefighters talk about when they film in the house and they have this entire wall with pictures from the show, and they sell souvenirs, T-shirts and stuff. And I'm like, ha, that'll be fun. So yeah, like I said to David, we end up having to stay in Chicago for a week, just to get all the to see all the things we want to see, and I have to visit Mary. Um, from Mary making more Mary crafts. Mary making crafts. Like, what's this Facebook? It's been a while since she's been on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube. She does some unboxings for Diamond Art Club. But yeah, so I've told David, yeah, we're going to Chicago. So Mary lives there, and I'm not going to Chicago where she lives, and not meet up with her for I don't know lunch or something. Uh, go see the house and stuff like that. Meet her babies, her kitties. I had to see those. Spice and what's the other one? Spice and I know this. I can't remember. It's gone. Spice and Pumpkin? No. Is it? I can't remember. He has two cats. So I can't just uh no, Leanne. She's on maternity leave. It is Pumpkin, right, Cat? Yeah. I wasn't totally weird. But yeah. But I know she's been talking about getting back into it soon. But I don't know. I mean, Natalie is 7 months old now. How long do you usually have maternity leave in the US? Because I know how long we have maternity leave over here, but I don't know. Over here, the parents can share up to a year. And the very unpopular thing they did over here, they made 6 weeks. That's kind of like when I was a child. When I was a child, I think most women had about 3 months or so when I was born. Anywho, um, yeah, if was it a year or a year and a half ago, they made 20 of those maternity leave weeks um, for men. And if the dad didn't want to, have those 20 weeks, they'd be lost. So they made it mandatory for the fathers to have 20 weeks of maternity leave. Okay, Leanne, but I know that she ditched her job to become a stay-at-home mom as long as Natalie is, at least when she's little. 6 weeks. What do you do with your baby after 6 weeks? I mean, you're not even done breastfeeding. Uh, uh, I don't get it. Oh my god! I saw what that was another reel yesterday that I found kind of funny. This this lady sitting in her car in front of I think maybe Starbucks, something like that. Yeah, I know you can, Leanne. I know you can, but at least over here, people do try to breastfeed as long as they can. But anyhow, this woman sitting in front of Starbucks, and she's like, "So I have heard that in the country of Europe, they don't have their coffee shops open until 9 a.m. Why? What are they doing? What do they do for coffee before 9 a.m. over in the country of Europe?" And well, then this dude pops in, and I'm like, "So over here in the country of Europe, we have this thing where we make our coffee at home, and he shows a coffee maker, and yeah, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, and you know that the reason why the coffee shops doesn't open until 9 or 10 is because it's a treat. This is where you go meet up with your friends and have a coffee date, or you know walk around town and then go in for a coffee and a slice of cake or whatever. Most people have their morning coffee at home, but here in the country of Europe, we just do things differently. Then he end up having a map of Europe where you can see all the countries, and says something like, "This is a map of the country of Europe. Don't you ever mind all these little names of countries in the back? We have changed that. It's just one big country now." And I'm like, I'm sorry, but is there really people in the US that thinks that Europe is a country? And I'm like, well, it can't be fake, all of it, can it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying not to be judgmental sometimes. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you know, kind of like how you poke fun at the blonde people, right? Now the thing is, and I've heard that several times by now, or that people say that Denmark is the capital of Sweden, and I'm like, you are you guys serious? I'm it's kind of like when you see some of those um where people are asked to name the continents, and then they're shown a picture of Africa, and some of them go, that is not a continent, that's a country. And kind of like, again, you have the Europe is a country. I'm sitting blanking blankly going, um you, um you, you do know that that is a continent with a bunch of countries in it. That is not yeah, no. Yeah, Leanne. See, I have heard that several times. We have young people over here um going, doing a what is it called? Where you travel to another country for a year to go to school. And we have that, people go over to go to high school in the US. And I don't know how many people I have talked to that's been over there. I mean, I've talked to most people have said, going over there to high school, the level of education is exchange student. Thank you. Um, the level of the high school is lower than over here. I mean, but then again, I think it depends on one, where you live in Denmark, and two, where are you going in the US? Because I've also had people say that, that it was the same, that the level of education was the same. So I think it really does depend on where you're going. And also the exchange student, maybe. I mean, yeah, exactly. The state and the district, right? Um, But I mean, when my sister lived in Boston way back in 1800 and whatnot, no, it's in the when did you the 90s, end of the 90s? No, mid 90s. She lived in Boston as an au pair, and she would when she came home, she was telling me of meeting up with those friends of hers. And I had a friend who moved back to Scotland, and her kids were moved up a grade. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But she told me that her friends were like, do you have cars in Denmark? And my sister was like, no, 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 we ride on cows. And they believed her. And I was like, hang on, are you telling me that people, your friends in Boston, believed you when you told them we don't have cars in Denmark, that we ride cows? And the story went on. I mean, like that. The reason we knew which cow was which because they had um, plates on them. And I'm sorry, but no. I mean, it isn't the 18th whatever where people would drive around in buggies and whatnot. Leanne, heck, I was in California and people asked me if I owned cars and horses and asked if we had cable. Didn't you just say no? I mean, I would. And cable. What is cable? We don't have TVs. I didn't see one until we came here, and I had to ask what it was. Cows and horses. Yeah. Oh, lordy lord. Yeah. See, I would totally jump in on it and just make fun of it. I mean, I can't help it. When if people wanna be dumb, I will play that card. I mean, Leanne, I was like, wow, I'm from Houston, which is much bigger than San Diego. I was like, well, I'd still had poked fun of it. I can't help it. I mean, if people choose to lay the ball right in front of me, I have to kick it. I mean, I can't help it. Yeah, Danish humor. Yeah, I have a very dark sense of humor. Um, hang on, because we're slowly running out of time, and I wanna, if everybody wanna be able to join in on Angel's Live, um, I'm gonna put in the link for her live. It was back when Dallas was popular. Even when I was in Denmark, people would mention Dallas when I told them I was from Texas. Huh. Well, I mean, it depends on what you think of Texas. I'm thinking Houston and yeah, and Dallas. Dallas. I mean, but mostly when people say Texas, I think hot. That is my first thought. Phew, hot. you know. But yeah. But shouldn't we end it here? And then you can all, go take a potty break and grab some snacks, and then we'll meet up over at Angel's Live. Yeah, I know it does get hot. I know, which is why that is my very first thought. That is hot. But yeah. But I hope you guys will meet up over at Angel's because she's having her very, very, very first live in 5 minutes. Well, yeah, 5 minutes. So she needs all of our support. And yeah, but I do hope that you will be back with itty bitty little me next Sunday for some more Sunday fun and whatever brings whatever my brain figures I wanna. Yeah. Oh, me too. I'm gonna diamond paint while listening to her. So yeah. Hope to see you next Sunday. Hope to see you in my videos during the week. And until then, thank you for being here and see you next Sunday. Bye everybody. You too, cats. And I love you all. Bye.